Rosann, we've known each other for 3 decades.
Yes, a long time.
And you have been a professional counselor.
As you have been a professional counselor, how many people have we known in Hong Kong?
Yes, quite a lot.
So many different people.
And so many changes.
And that's why we want to think about women now and women then, and how women have changed over these years.
That must be very interesting.
Yes.
And it covered different generations.
Always.
Well, if they're interested in what we are talking about, how are they going to find us?
They're going to find us Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, PsychoAlchemy. We are Women Now and Then.
See you there.
Hello again, everyone. It's the session you've been waiting for. Money, money, money. We talked about Women Now and Then. We talked about identity. We talked about what we do when we're not here, having a conversation with all of you. We talked about women over the ages and stages in their life. And so we're up to money.
Yeah.
Now, every woman I know tells me she needs more. Can that really be? And then I have questions about, what did women do before they were able to earn money? Today's women earn money. Life was different before they could earn money. But is money wealth? How much money do you need now? How much money will you need 5 years from now? Or 20 years from now?
Yeah, different stages
So
of
there's
life.
a lot of questions. And am I being paid what I'm worth? Is money the only way you can be paid? Does money show respect? My goodness, there's a lot of questions.
Well, Rosann, when you were talking about so many things we can talk about money. Actually, I've done my homework before this episode.
Yes.
I try to check on a lot of books that I have on money. Actually, it's more on economics, finance.
Yes.
None of my women's book really have a chapter on money. I have a book, I really love it a lot, is on women's well-being.
Yes.
And I assume there must be some chapter on money. And then I was surprised. They didn't even have a special chapter for that. They have a little section.
Yes.
Maybe 4 pages out of a 300 pages book. But then I realized that book was published in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe today, like the book you shared with us last week, about the 100 years, right?
Yes, it's
so
changed.
Maybe now it's totally different. But then I can imagine, like my mom's age, right? She was born in the 1930s, and she gone through the war, and then Hong Kong had moved from a pretty, I would say, quite poor state into such a, today is like one of the very glamorous cities of the world. Right? But the thing is, they had such a good habit of saving money. So a lot of older women, no matter where they come from, where they were when they were young, they managed to make a good life in a way, because they work, they save. If they don't work, when their husband give them money, they save it up, right?
Oh yeah.
But I was totally shocked when I talk to the young people these days, especially the 20s, 30s. Some of them taught me a new concept that I never had before. They call this, I'm only spending my future income.
Okay,
right?
That's what you think, sweetheart.
Right.
Yeah.
So they assume they have income in the future. That's a very big assumption. The second thing is, when you say you are spending your future income, actually you are not making enough money now. You are assuming that in the future that you will have the money and can pay off all your debt, right? Or your credit card, right? So I was totally shocked. In like within 80 years, not even 80 years, less 40 years, the whole money concept has changed dramatically. And I was so worried about the young people these days. If they are going to live up to 100 or even 120, if they haven't started saving when they were
Yes.
30, 40, how can they suddenly have money for their like older age retirement? So that's a very important topic, especially when there's so little we talk about women and money.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and we feel not comfortable talking about money, our money needs, our financial needs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we have a lot of different concepts going on here, and we'll try to get to them one on one. Let's do it personally. How did your mother teach you? Do you ever remember early conversations about money? What was your mother trying to tell you about money?
Okay, let me tell you the Eastern way, my way.
Okay.
Well, since I was born in the late 50s, early
Yes.
60s, right? It's so easy. I think ever since I was a child, maybe when I was 3, my first gift from my parents are actually a piggy bank, right? But at that time, it's not that fancy. It's not a piggy thing. It's more like a ceramic thing that you have a little thing on top. You put the coins inside, right?
Yes.
Now, few years later, it turned into a piggy bank. But that was so powerful.
Yes,
Learning
to save your money.
because that's the first thing my parents will teach me. And actually, my father was so observant. He immediately know that it's so much easier to teach his son, my brother, because my brother is more like him, will be very careful when selecting things. So my father knew for sure that my brother is not going to be a big spender. Whereas observing the daughter, that's me, whenever I go to, at that time there's no 7-Eleven, it's like those little mom and pop store, little shop, and I would just run, oh, I like chocolate, oh, I like this, I like cookies. So he already know if he is not teaching the daughter how to start saving money at an early stage, there's no way I can support myself as I get older. So my mom brought this, and we go through and more like a exercise on how to do this.
Really?
Yeah. And also one thing about those ceramic piggy banks, there is no bottom.
Yes.
That means
you must break it.
You must break it. You know
break
what
the
I
bank.
did? You know what I did? Me and my brother, we all start with the same thing at the beginning of the year. So at that time, maybe 10 cents, 20 cents, that's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Occasionally, we may have a $1. It's a lot of money. You know, my brother is so good. He just keep on saving money. Whereas me, as the woman then, right, I already had developed a pretty bad habit. I would secretly went into my mom's makeup table where there's a mirror, and I will find a tweezer.
Tweezers.
That pluck the eyebrow.
Yes.
And my little hand will use the tweezer
and
get into the little hole
wow.
and try to grab the coin out from it. So, but the thing is, they had noticed, how come after a while my thing is still empty, whereas my brother's is already half full?
Goodness. Yes.
So what my father immediately do is, okay, Dorothy, might be a good daughter. At the end of the year, if you manage to save this piggy bank, we open it and we'll count the money.
Ooh.
I will double it up for you.
Oh. He was already teaching principles of investment. My goodness.
Incentive program.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yes, I think that is so important lesson.
Yes.
All of people of my generation,
Yeah.
we all went to it's a big thing. We went to the bank. I remember at that time it's either Hong Kong Bank or Standard Chartered. Most people would go to Hong Kong Bank, but people go to Standard Chartered because they use Donald Duck as their piggy bank. The feature.
Bank?
The bank. Yeah. And people just like Donald Duck, so they will go for it and open our first saving book. And
wow.
that was a very important lesson.
Oh, you went to the bank with your parents?
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
of
my
course.
mom will every year with the Chinese New Year money together everything, and we'll just put the money together. It's like a big thing. Together we go into the bank, we deposit into a little bank book. I think at the time mom signed it,
Ooh.
but somehow this is yours, this is your brother's. Yeah. So we are a lot of, it's like
Yeah.
comparing. But
Yes.
still, I'm a big spender compared to
Ah.
my brother. I think when he left Hong Kong to New York
Yeah.
for university study, we opened up his bed. Underneath the bed, there's a big drawer. I think he had over 20 piggy bank. He secretly
Really?
buy it and he keep it. And my mom just opened every one and put all the money into the bank. At that time was like almost $4,000 to $5,000. That's a lot of money,
Wow, he wasn't
right?
spending.
I don't have
You
that
didn't
kind
have
of
that.
saving.
You
right.
didn't have
but
that.
my
Isn't
father
that something?
incentive program.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I think I was about 10 or 11 when we started a squirrel account at the local
squirrel.
bank. You squirrel away your money.
okay,
You save
okay.
it there.
Uh-huh.
I had such a difficult time trying to figure out what are you saving it for? Yeah,
No
what
idea,
happens? What does saving really mean?
Uh-huh.
Well, along about that time, many of my clothes came from my cousins, but
yes.
I needed a new coat. So my mother said to me, "It will be your money." And I thought, why are we using my money? It's your coat. You want a new coat. And I was very sad. We were actually going to use the money.
My money.
I thought the idea was to keep saving it.
Yeah.
So that was my first discussion with my mom on the use of money. But she loved that word savings. Love that word savings. Now, my mother and her mother, this is interesting practice, had a savings account, a small savings account in a bank that my father did not know about.
Oh.
But because I was a child going with my mother we're going to the store, we're going to the shop, okay, we're going to the bank. Don't tell your father. And that was my introduction to women seem to have conversations about money that the men don't know about.
Okay.
Now, my grandfather didn't know about it either. But then I wonder, did those men know that
We
the
have
mother
secret
and the
money.
daughter? And then I found out my mother had 3 sisters.
They
Each had bank accounts with the mother. Joint savings.
Yes,
Mother
yes.
and daughter, mother and daughter, mother and daughter. And that was for the daughter, unless the mother needed money. Now, mothers and savings, mothers and savings. I think I must have been a teenager before my mother released
that
that
money.
account.
So you are solely the owner of that money. She
Well,
will
it's
not
just
get it from you.
When she got married, but did they not trust the marriage? There had to be, what did the parental family, my mother's parents, think? That, oh, this guy might not support her, so we better keep some money for her. Very interesting.
Well, that is cross-cultural.
yes.
Same with Chinese.
No.
Exactly the
Really?
same. Maybe your Italian background
My
and my
Ita-
Chinese background is the same.
Maybe just poverty, Dorothy. That women worried about their daughters having
Well,
money.
maybe
Really?
that's true. But exact same word. My mom will say that, you should keep some money
In your
secretly
name.
in your name. And when before I start going out with boys and have relationship,
Yes.
my mom also suggests we have joint account.
Yes.
Yeah, the joint account concept I can understand, mainly not because for her protection. It's mainly for in case something happened, she can always get the money and help me. Right.
Yes.
So I really appreciate that. And also the whole idea that Chinese had another saying, apart from keeping some money on your own for the just in case, we also believe comparing whether you have a son. Chinese believe the son will take care of the family, right?
Oh.
And usually the mother rely on the son to take care. They said, what is better, a son close to you or money close to you? And they always recommend money close to you is more important than son close to you. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's like we call it the master assessment. Ever since we were young,
Yeah.
we have that concept. We need to keep some money for our own sake. That is very important. But because of that, you can imagine all the funny little tricks the mother,
Yes.
especially the stay-home mother, will create in order to keep money secretly from the husband, and that's a lot of funny story and
Funny
jokes.
stories.
Yeah.
Now, there is something related to that.
Yes.
My mother and her mother and my aunts, they all had something called a Christmas club,
Okay.
where 4 or 5, 6 women would pool their money
Yes.
from the market. They didn't have jobs, but instead of spending the money on groceries, might be $1 a week, $2 a week would be a lot.
Yes.
But if one woman has $2, but 5 women, then there's $10.
Yeah.
So if a woman needed money,
Yes.
she could borrow from the Christmas club. But if no one borrowed, then they would save it until late November, early December, and then each woman could take out her money.
Yes.
And she'd have a lot of money.
Yes.
$2 a month for a whole year,
Yeah.
$24.
Yeah.
And $4 a month, you see,
Yeah.
she has money. Now, some of those clubs were in a bank, and some were not in a bank. What I find so challenging about that is that 4 or 5, maybe 6, maybe 8 women would agree to trust each other. And it makes it easier. If a woman's a little short one week,
Yes.
then she says, oh, but you better pay it next week because you know you will need that money. So there was wisdom in the collective of women
Yes.
helping each other to learn how to save.
Very much similar. Oh, I see a lot of similarities.
Did you?
Yeah,
Do you?
we actually have more or less the same thing. And I don't think it's not totally for women. Actually, for, as you said, maybe mainly because of poverty.
Yes.
Neighbors support each other. You live in
Yes.
the same area, you create this sort of, we call it the monthly
A monthly thing.
thing, right? So whenever maybe one husband want to start a business, not enough money, they will go back and try to get it. But sometimes if you need money and I need money, they need to secretly
Yes.
sort of beat on the money.
Yes.
I never understand how it works, but so far I heard a lot of older people said those money really help out the family, help out sudden something happened, maybe someone got sick or an accident. It's more like a support network.
It's money and support.
Yes.
You get help.
Yes.
You don't have to have it alone. You don't have to have it alone.
Yeah.
So we see that money has emotional connections.
Right.
First thing we know about money, it's not just the cold cash. It's the relationships.
Yes.
And that's where we are with money.
Yes.
It's the relationships.
Yeah.
What do you need the money for? What does money mean to you? That's where we're going to pick up the next segment.